right, wait, hold on a second. Camera, are you in focus? Nope. Hold on. Lift it up a little bit. All right. I think we're focused. All right, cool. Get my good side. What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. How are you guys doing? I want to know how you guys are doing. You guys are good? I wanted to apologize to you for being somewhat vague in the last vlog that I recorded in the gym. I didn't want to spoil too much, but at the same time, I know that you are probably curious about what I was really referring to when I was talking about all this stuff. Now that I watch it back, it was somewhat more difficult to understand where I was coming from, but hopefully this video is a little bit more specific and I can elaborate a little bit more now. I told you guys that in the last vlog that I was moving states. I was going from Texas to a new state. It's Indiana. So the drive was actually somewhat between 15 hours or something like that. It was a 15-hour drive from Houston. And that's long for me. I think the longest I've ever driven straight besides up here to Indiana was 7 hours, 6 or 7 hours. But you know, that's still long anyway. Sometimes it's good to get away from home and just get out from your comfort zone and see the rest of the world and do different things that you've never done before. I wanted to ask you guys, some of you guys that might live on the northeast side of the United States, let me know. When I was in Houston, there was this water brand. I'm sure a lot of you guys know about it, Azorca. So that's the water that I'm used to drinking. But apparently when I went grocery shopping here, there's no such, we don't have Azorca up in Indiana. We have what's called Ice Mountain. I don't know if you guys can see that. Can you see that? Let me focus in here a little bit. Well, whatever it is. But yeah, but there's no Azorca at Walmart here in Indiana. They have Ice Mountain. I never knew that. We actually have another grocery store here in Indiana called Meijer. You guys probably know about that. There was no such thing as Meijer in Houston. So that's new. So I wanted to sit down and just talk to you face to face. Be more specific. I wanted to make this vlog because I wanted to be more specific and more detailed in what I had to say about what I've been up to, and you know, just regular updates about me. So like I said in the gym vlog, I am coming from Houston to Indiana to study for my master's degree. I decided to go through with getting this master's degree so that I can prove to medical schools that I have more than what it takes to become a well-rounded and effective physician. Now, you don't necessarily have to get a master's degree if you want to become a physician. It's all on you. If you want to, a lot of students that go to medical school will go straight from undergrad towards medical school. You might have a 1 year gap period. Each path to get into medical school is different. There's no real set guide to it. I always say that throughout all my videos, that life is so interesting, how we're all trying to attain a certain amount of happiness and success, but there's really no guide. There's no manual that says, okay, checkbox. Okay, if you do this, if you do that, and you do that, then you're going to be happy. You're going to be successful, and you're going to, you know, live the life that you want to live. There's no guidebook for that. So medical school is something similar to that. There's no, besides the classes, there's really no set path for everyone to follow if they want to become a physician. One of the things that I wanted to talk about, and I actually made a video about this a long time ago, like I'm talking probably a year ago, where I was more in a dark, it was like I was in my feels a little bit. It was a dark time for me, but I was trying to get over my insecurities when it came to one, I don't know how I should say it. One of my biggest insecurities is my work ethic. That is a tongue twister, work ethic. Even since I was in undergrad, I was really struggling with my insecurities of having a good work ethic. So, you know, even when I was in undergrad, I was working, I was volunteering, I was still doing my hobbies such as music, I was still working out, I was still trying to maintain my social life, still be present with my family and friends, still trying to make sure that I sleep well and everything like that. But it was very difficult for me trying to manage that. And it's not like I wasn't taking school seriously. It was just when when you're put in a situation where you have to maximize on how effective you are in certain skills, there's certain things that have to be put on the back burner for you to excel to where you need to go. And that was one of the things that I really struggled with, because I really, maybe it's ego, maybe it's just me being naive and trying to live up to unrealistic expectations. But back when I was an undergrad, I was trying to do so much. I'm talking like I was writing songs, I was going to concerts, I was always present when we had family get-togethers. Whenever friends wanted to hang out, I was always there. I was sleeping well. I would sleep, and during my undergrad, I'd sleep between, I think on average, 5 to 8 hours, which is not that bad. When I started working, that was actually really bad though, because I started cutting that back. I started cutting my sleep schedule really, my sleep schedule was really messed up when I was in my undergrad. But I remember when I was in my undergrad, one of the toughest things that I was having to struggle, one of the toughest insecurities about my work ethic that I was struggling with was I was putting out so much of my time. Talking like I was literally coming off from work, going straight to the books. Sometimes I would just not sleep because I felt like I didn't deserve it. I felt like I was studying. It's not like I wasn't studying. I was studying, but I still wasn't getting the grades that I wanted. And as a result, I felt like I should have been putting more time into my studies. So my sleep schedule was way off. So one of the most difficult things for me that I was struggling with, there was one night in particular when I was really fed up with how school was going for me. I was putting out so much of my time and effort into my studies, and I still wasn't getting the A's that I needed to be a competitive student for medical school. So, what makes it even more difficult is when you look around and you see that there's other students as well that are making straight A's and B's. They're getting these high scores on their MCAT. They're having all of this going for them, while still what seems to be, not only were they making good grades, A's and B's, and good MCAT score, and doing all this extracurricular activities, but they were still, sleeping well, and it seemed like on the surface they were still having all of this stuff going for them. And one of the things that beat me up when I was in my undergrad was, if they can do it, why can't I do it? Why is it so hard to manage all of these things when it looks like everyone else that's in my field is doing it as well? Shortly after graduating undergrad, I knew that I had to do something else to boost my chances of getting into medical school. So that's when I decided I had to take a few classes for myself to boost my GPA. That way, medical schools know that you have more than what it takes to get into medical school. So I took those classes. I got A's and B's, a few B's, mostly A's. And I applied to at least 5 schools in Texas. And within the span of 3 months, I had heard rejection letters from 1, 2, 3, 4. All 5 schools rejected me in their program. And not only that, I remember telling my parents that this semester I'm going to be starting a master's program. You know how embarrassing that was to tell them, hey, Mom. Remember I told you I was going to be going to school this semester? Yeah, about that. Something had happened here, and then so happened there, and long story short, I'm going to be on your couch this semester. It really affected my self-esteem when I saw that all of those schools had rejected me. And I was starting to question myself, is medicine really for me? And all of those rejection letters that came from those schools reinforced my insecurities about how hard was I really working. I felt that, my self-esteem had gone down as a result of all those rejection letters. I was starting to ask myself, am I really cut out for medicine if I can't even do this point? Because this is what I need to do so that I can move forward, so I can get accepted into medical school. But if I'm not even able to get into these programs to show medical schools that I'm more than what it takes to make a well-rounded physician, then what do I do? You have to get that opportunity first before you can show people that you can do what it takes. But if they're not even giving you the opportunity for you to apply yourself, then what can you do? And so that was a rough period for me. I had, at this time, I was working in the hospital, And COVID had actually happened right around that time. And so I was sent home. And with nothing better to do, I was still able to focus on my hobbies and still spend time with my family, which I loved. But I still didn't want to be stuck. I didn't want to feel stuck. So I started taking some post-bac classes from my undergrad that I had messed up on previously. Fast forward, after taking those classes in my post-bac, I decided to reapply again for my master's program. I applied to Indiana and I applied to a school in Texas. Surprisingly, both schools actually said yes. So I decided, okay, it's in between Texas and Indiana. I really pride myself on the fact that I put a lot of passion and effort behind everything that I do. And to hear those schools say no, to get those rejections really hurt. But it was also really important, I think, because sometimes in life, you're going to need your heart broken a couple of times for you to learn. And you know, another thing that really sucks about this whole process, one, it's the time, how much time it takes for all of this to happen, for you to reach that goal that you're running for. But you know, it also sucks when you see all of your friends doing what they're doing. You know, a lot of my friends by now have already started their careers, which hopefully they're enjoying. But a lot of my good friends are either doing careers, they're trying to get married, you know, they're trying to have kids, they're trying to find their first house, and I feel like I'm not moving as fast as I should be. And that's another topic in itself. Maybe I'll talk about that in another video, but it's like a lot of us feel like our expectation for our 20s is that we should be at such a fast pace at what we're doing that by the time we become 30, we've already settled, or even by the age of 25, we should already be settled in what we're doing, and we're just moving forward from there. But it sucks when you feel like you feel complacent. You feel like there's things that you should be doing, but it's not happening. There were several times throughout the course of me studying that I felt like maybe I should be working already. Maybe I should just call it in, get some career that I somewhat enjoy, and just pack it in. I wanted to make this video for a lot of you guys that might be struggling to find confidence to do the things that you really want to do. Maybe it's something really difficult. Maybe it's something that's kind of unorthodox. It's something that takes a lot of time or effort, and you're kind of discouraged to do it because of how difficult it is. If I hadn't decided to reapply after getting those rejection letters and doing the things that I needed to do to make myself more competitive so that I can get into the master's program, I might not be here. So I hope that this little sit down and talk has somehow given you something to help, get you out of, maybe you're feeling discouraged, or maybe you're just you're feeling kind of stagnant. So hopefully this little sit down and talk has helped you somehow. And like I said, everything in life, if the thing about my mentality on a lot of the things that I want to do that are difficult, it's that someone has done it before. If someone's done it before, why can't I do it? If it's been done before, regardless of how difficult it is, it's doable. And you might have to make sacrifices. You might have to take time out from your friends. You might tell your family that you can't go to the picnic this afternoon. You might have to take off from work for a little bit. There might be some kind of sacrifice that you have to take out. And obviously that's painful. But when you are trying to go after something worthwhile, it just goes without saying that you're going to have to make sacrifices somewhere along the lines. And I just hope that you can relate to this, because I had to go through that myself. And I'm still going through that even now. It's a work in progress. That's all I can say. It's a work in progress. If you have any questions for me, let me know in the comments below. You can also message me on social media somewhere if you like. And yeah, I have my MCAT tomorrow. Wish me luck, and I'm wishing you the best weekend and the best year. If you're a student, best semester possible. And if you're working, kill it. Make sure you take time for yourself. because, you know, take care of yourself, make sure you go work out, spend time with family and friends, and take time for yourself. That's all I wanted to say to you guys. And with that being said, that is it for this video. Until next time.